Just 1 minute ago, breaking news shook Westminster. The Prime Minister of the United Kingdom is fighting to hold on to power after a sharp fall in support. For months, critics have warned that the government was losing touch with ordinary people, and now the numbers prove it. A sudden drop in votes has left the Prime Minister weakened, struggling to keep control and facing growing pressure from all sides. But what exactly happened, and why is this moment so important for the future of British politics? Stay with me, because this story is moving fast and the details could change the direction of the entire country. Now let's break it down. The latest local elections and internal polls have sent shockwaves through the political world. The ruling party, which once held a strong lead, has seen its support crumble. In key areas that were once considered safe, opposition candidates are rising. Voters are sending a clear message. They want change, and this time, that message is louder than ever. Behind closed doors, senior party figures are already questioning whether the Prime Minister can survive the storm. It's not just about numbers, it's about trust, leadership, and the mood of the nation. For the Prime Minister, this is a dangerous moment. Power in politics doesn't only depend on holding a title, it depends on confidence, both from the public and from your own party. When that confidence begins to slip, even slightly, it can create a chain reaction. Members of Parliament who were once loyal start to look for alternatives. Party donors become restless, and the media, always watching closely, begins to speculate on replacements. All of these signs are now visible, and the pressure is growing by the hour. What makes this drop even more damaging is the timing. The UK is facing rising living costs, a stretched healthcare system, and ongoing debates about immigration and international relations. In times like these, people look to the Prime Minister for solutions and stability. Instead, many voters feel they are hearing excuses, promises without action, and arguments within the government itself. That frustration has been building, and now it's showing up at the ballot box. Losing votes is not just a statistic, it's proof that the connection between the government and the people is breaking down. Let's talk about the opposition for a moment, because they are seizing this chance with both hands. The main rival party has been gaining ground, presenting itself as a fresh alternative. Their leaders are using every opportunity to point out government failures and to show that they can be the solution. Meanwhile, smaller parties are also gaining support, especially in areas where local issues matter more than national ones. This creates a perfect storm for the Prime Minister. Pressure from rivals outside and doubt from colleagues inside. What happens next? Well, history tells us that when a Prime Minister's numbers start to drop, challenges can appear quickly. Sometimes it begins with a quiet whisper in the corridors of Parliament. Then a few members of Parliament publicly raise their concerns. Soon after, talk of leadership contests begins to spread. And once that idea is in the air, it is very hard to stop. Right now, those whispers have already started. Political insiders are reporting that meetings are taking place, strategies are being planned, and potential successors are waiting for the right moment to move. But here's the key question. Can the Prime Minister fight back? Some leaders have faced similar crises and managed to turn things around. It takes quick action, bold decisions, and the ability to reconnect with the people. The Prime Minister still has the power of office, and with that comes the chance to set the agenda, announce new policies, and try to win back trust. However, the window for recovery is small. Each day that passes with falling support makes it harder to rebuild confidence. The coming weeks will be crucial. Every speech, every policy announcement, and every response to criticism will be judged closely. The media will highlight every mistake, rivals will attack every weakness, and the public will be watching carefully to see whether their leader can truly deliver. In politics, momentum is everything. It's a thing. Right now, the momentum is moving against the Prime Minister. And unless something changes fast, this could be the beginning of the end for their leadership. To put it simply, the Prime Minister's struggle is not just about one bad night of results. It's about the future of the country's leadership. The loss of votes is a symbol of something deeper. The frustration of millions of people who feel unheard, unsupported, or unhappy with the direction of the nation. That frustration has now been written in the language of ballots. and it cannot be ignored. Whether the Prime Minister survives or falls will depend on how they respond and whether the people believe in their vision once more. So where does this all lead? Right now, the Prime Minister is standing on shaky ground. Every Prime Minister who has faced a drop in support knows one thing. Once your authority is questioned, it rarely returns fully. Even if you survive the immediate crisis, doubts linger and rivals grow stronger. And that's the exact situation today. The Prime Minister's opponents are sensing weakness and they won't waste this opportunity. Inside the party, discussions are intensifying. Some MPs are calling for unity, arguing that changing leaders now would create even more instability. But others are openly considering alternatives. For them, survival is about the next election, not loyalty to one person. If they believe that keeping the current Prime Minister will cost them their seats, they may choose to act. History in British politics is full of moments where leaders were pushed aside not because of personal failings, but because their party feared losing power. This may soon be another one of those moments. Meanwhile, the opposition is building momentum. Their strategy is clear. Keep the focus on government failures, highlight every problem ordinary people face and present themselves as the answer. Each drop in government votes becomes proof that the tide is turning. And in politics, perception is as powerful as reality. If the public starts to believe that the opposition is the future, then the government's hold on power will slip away even faster. Public reaction is also critical. Across the UK, people are watching closely. In pubs, in workplaces and online, conversations are buzzing with the same question. Can the Prime Minister really last? For many, the issue isn't just about one leader, it's about trust in the whole political system. Rising bills, pressure on the NHS and uncertainty about the economy have left people frustrated. They want leadership that feels honest, strong and capable of delivering change. Right now, many feel they're not getting it. Now let's consider the possible scenarios ahead. One option is that the Prime Minister fights back. They could announce bold new policies, reshuffle the cabinet and try to show that they are listening. A strong performance in Parliament, a clear plan for the economy or even unexpected breakthroughs on key issues could help rebuild trust. But it won't be easy. Once doubts set in, winning people back requires more than promises. It requires action that makes a visible difference in daily life. The second scenario is far more dramatic, a leadership challenge. If enough MPs lose confidence, the party could trigger a contest to replace the Prime Minister. This would open the door to new faces, new campaigns and fresh promises. But leadership battles are messy. They divide parties, drag on for weeks and risk alienating voters even more. While some MPs might see this as necessary, others fear it could cause long-term damage. And then there's the third scenario, the Prime Minister steps down voluntarily. It may seem unlikely, but in the history of British politics, some leaders have chosen to walk away rather than face certain defeat. By resigning, they protect their legacy, avoid humiliation, and allow someone else to take over. Whether the current Prime Minister would consider this path remains to be seen. The media, of course, is fueling the fire. Headlines scream of a crisis in government. Television debates question whether the Prime Minister has lost touch. Social media amplifies every rumour, every comment, every slip of the tongue. In today's world, political pressure doesn't just come from the ballot box, it comes from a 24-hour news cycle that never rests. And once the narrative of decline begins, it can be almost impossible to reverse. But let's not forget, politics is unpredictable. Leaders who seemed finished have sometimes staged comebacks. A single speech, a successful summit, or an economic turnaround can change the mood overnight. The Prime Minister may yet find a way to surprise critics. The question is whether the public still has the patience to wait. What's certain is that the UK is entering a period of uncertainty. Investors, international partners and ordinary citizens are all asking the same thing: what happens next? Political instability at the top always has ripple effects. It can affect the economy, foreign policy and even the country's standing on the world stage. Allies may wonder if Britain has a steady hand on the tiller. Rivals may see opportunity in the chaos. For the people of Britain, though, the concern is closer to home. Will their bills go down? Will the NHS get better? Will their jobs feel secure? But these are the questions that matter most. And unless the Prime Minister can provide clear and convincing answers, the political drama will only grow. So here's the bottom line. Just 1 minute ago, we learned that the Prime Minister is in the fight of their life. Votes have been lost. Trust is fading. Us is fading. And